Be March Boxing. What's up with y'all, man? Hey, man, Devin Haney and Vasyl Lomachenko, they get into a little spat of words. Nothing disrespectful, you know what I mean? Both guys trying to air out their grievances against each other, but it was funny to me. That's why I had to talk about it one time, you know what I mean? So, excuse me. So the man Devin Haney went on his Twitter and he asked a real question. He wrote 19 hours ago as I'm doing this video, where the F is Lomachenko? No, excuse me. He said, where the F is Loma at? Question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark, with the emoji eyes watching. Okay? The man, Vasyl Lomachenko, now, he resurfaced, man. He came up out of nowhere like the Undertaker or like a mummy out the pyramid. Or like Frankenstein. We ain't heard from Lomachenko. He hasn't been active on his Twitter since September 19th, 2020. The man Lomachenko resurfaced and he adds the man Devin Haney and he says, I'm here. I'm waiting for you, coward, to decide on a real fight and not a Twitter fight. That's what the man Vasyl Lomachenko wrote to Devin Haney after Devin Haney asked, where the F is Loma at? Yo, the man Devin Haney replied back to him and he said, waiting is not your best bet. I would think you learned from the Tio fight. And he put an exclamation emoji, basically like, duh. You know what I mean? Then the man Lomachenko wrote to him, waiting is your favorite action because you still haven't fought with anyone. And then Devin Haney says, he replies back to Lomachenko after he says that, and he says, I was definitely waiting to fight you when I was your mandatory. And he wrote mandatory in caps, capital letters. And I'll read it again. He said, I was definitely waiting to fight you when I was your mandatory. And you petitioned for the franchise title. And that's where the end of words from both of them stopped, you know what I mean? So, let's dissect these words right quick. When the man Devin Haney came up on Twitter and asked, where the F is Loma at? That's a real question. Where the F Loma been? I made a video about Lomachenko and Devin Haney about a week ago on the golf course. Check out my video. Go back to last week. You'll see it. You know what I mean? Where Lomachenko been at? He hasn't been on his Twitter since like September 19th of 2020. You know what I mean? That's a long time ago. Then the man resurfaces and he says, what did he say? Let me find that again. Oh yeah, he said, I'm here. I'm waiting for you, coward, to decide on a real fight and not a Twitter fight. Now, I do have a problem with that man, Lomachenko, calling the man a coward. And I'll get into that later on, you know what I mean? And then the man, Devin Haney, replied back to him, waiting is not your best bet because I would think you learned that from the Tio fight. That was a nice punchline right there. A nice quick jab, you know what I'm saying? Replying to the man after Lomachenko being disrespectful, calling the young boy Devin Haney a coward. You know what I mean? Devin Haney hit him with a slick joint. Waiting ain't your best bet, Slim. I would think you learned from that Tio fight. I like that right there. Then Lomachenko rolled back, of course. Waiting is your favorite action because you still haven't fought with anyone. Now, is that true that he hasn't fought with anyone? Well, look, I'll keep it tall too, man. I ain't got to hide nothing. I ain't got to protect nobody. That ain't my forte. Devin Haney's resume can improve, but it's not by choice. It's, fellas ain't trying to fight him. You know what I mean? Teofimo Lopez ain't trying to fight him. Tank Davis ain't trying to fight him. Ryan Garcia, his mandatory, definitely ain't trying to fight him. So what could the man do? You know what I mean? Now he's in negotiations with Linares. We'll see if he fights Linares next or Javier Fortuna. But let's keep it moving. And then when Devin Haney hit him finally with, I was definitely waiting to fight you when I was your mandatory and you petitioned for the franchise title. Truth or lie? Is Devin Haney lying there? Absolutely not. Devin Haney spoke the pure, unadulterated truth right there when he says that the man petitioned for a franchise belt in order to avoid Devin Haney, who was his mandatory. That's the truth of the matter. You know what I mean? That's the facts. So since I broke that down, you know what I'm saying? Broke down each and every tweet between Teofimo Lopez and the man Devin Haney. At this point, Devin Haney, Slim called you a coward. He called you a coward. And if you're a grown man with balls, you shouldn't take that lightly. I said it last week. I was asking the question, should Devin Haney give that man Lomachenko an opportunity to fight, even though Lomachenko dissed him and got the franchise title and acted like, who is Devin Haney, like he never heard of him. But now all of a sudden, Lomachenko's heard of him. Yeah, because he's holding a green strap. You know what I mean? So I asked the question, should the man give him a fight? Should he fight should Devin Haney take on Lomachenko? I said, look, that ain't up to me. That's up to the man Devin Haney. And I basically said, look, you know, black people get carried and dissed by these Caucasians ever since, you know, since the white man started coming to Africa, came there with Christianity, and then they started slowly trying to colonize. And even before that, when the white man came to the shores of Africa, all the way, whether it was the Portuguese from Vasco da Gama coming from Portugal, going all around the continent of Africa in order to get slaves, you know what I mean? And then the British and the Spaniards came along in the process after the Spaniards, you know what I'm saying? White people have caused mad atrocities to black people since the 1600s, you know what I mean? Maybe even earlier before that, 1500s, you know what I'm saying? Because back when Africans were kings and queens in Africa, we talk about the Mansa Musas and the Meneliks of Ethiopia and numerous kings, whether it's the Buganda kingdom in Uganda, just kingdoms all over spread out, or Shaka Zulu in southern Africa. You know, the Caucasians were over there in the Caucasus Mountains, Cro-Magnons, crawling on all fours as cave dwellers. Go read your history books. I ain't got to make nothing up, you know what I mean? So I said, yo, the man Devin Haney, you know, Slim carried you. Vasyl Lomachenko carried you. And if y'all don't know what carry means, that's a word we use in D.C., the DMV area. It's basically like he dissed you, you know what I'm saying? And he ain't give you an opportunity. But look now, Vasyl Lomachenko's crying for an opportunity. You know what I mean? But with that being said, fuck all that, Slim. Vasyl Lomachenko called you a coward. Vasyl Lomachenko name on your resume, Devin Haney right now, would be the best name on your resume, and it would look excellent. And now you can put pressure on the man Teofimo Lopez. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Let's make this undisputed fight for the real fight fans, not for the bitch-ass fight fans, because y'all already know who you are. I don't gotta call you out. You already know who you are. Whether it's the bitch-ass boxing channels who protecting Teofimo Lopez and don't want him to fight Devin Haney, or you nut-ass commenters who come in my comment section talking about let him fight Teofimo Lopez fight is mandatory, Cambosis, but you never talk about Ryan Garcia being the mandatory for Devin Haney, and you never push for that fight. So fuck all that. The man Devin Haney, the man called you a coward. You ain't respond back to that man. Devin Haney kept it classy, kept it cordial. He ain't have to respond back with no profanity or diss the man Vasyl Lomachenko, you know what I mean? How Vasyl Lomachenko dissed him. He just spitted pure facts, you know what I mean? I was definitely waiting to fight you when I was your mandatory and you petitioned for the franchise title. Don't stop there, Devin Haney. Call that man out. Try to get the man Vasyl Lomachenko. And I'm glad you asked where the fuck is Lomachenko at, because Slim been hiding. You know what I'm saying? Since that Teofimo Lopez fight, and has not been active on Twitter since September 19th. B. Marsh Boxer, your thoughts and comments. I'm going to catch you on the next one. I'm gone. Peace.